is assessed with that is that is there polish there? But because this specifically tells them to do 2 coats of polish, they must do 2. They can't just do 1. Okay? And that one's not real bad. 39% are not doing it correctly.
How much was on the filing that wasn't getting it right?
Oh, sorry. Did I give you that? Or not?
Yeah. Number. How much? 54.
Yep, 54%. Okay. And now this next one, when I put this together, I could not find a picture to show cleaning up the cuticle area except to have a brush. Now, our task line specifically says with cotton-tipped cuticle pusher, cotton-tipped orange would stick. So please don't be confused by this picture. They cannot use a brush because the task line says to use this, okay? But just so y'all understand, I couldn't find one to do that with. So what this is saying is if necessary, they need to do that. Now, it is necessary, but they think it's perfect, so they don't do it. It was 48% are not getting it correct. Okay? Yes, ma'am.
I just want to know if you told us in the summer if we could take the orange wood sticks already with a cotton
Yes.
on them?
Yes, you can.
Ready to go,
Get them all prepared. Get them ready to go.
Okay.
You know, there's nothing about being safe to the public watching somebody put cotton on the end of a stick, right? Okay. So there's no issue that we would have with that. So they certainly are able to get this all prepared and ready. In fact, if it were me, I would break one in half and do both ends and give myself an extra one.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay? Yeah, make it easy on them. As long as they satisfy the task line, if they can get a yes for this, that's all they need. They don't need a perfect, they need a yes. That's all. Okay. Any other questions on the manicure exam? Nope, we're good? Okay, so let's move on. We're going to talk about 2 minutes. Yes, ma'am?
So the massage everything's okay, it doesn't have to be electric motor, as long as they get all massage movements in there? On the hand massage?
Yes. Any technique is fine because the task line is only saying, did they do a massage? That's it. Okay? So anyway, they do it. No, but we don't need those drug out manicures. They put us right to sleep. I mean, you know, but it just needs to be a basic quick little massage because that's not even scored. Only are they doing a massage. That's it. Okay? Okay. Now I want to talk about this 2-minute time frame. The 2 minutes is for the student. Y'all will recognize your students in your class who have this problem. They can't seem to get finished during the time that you set for them to do something. They're always the ones that lag on. Well, we have them at the exam site. They don't change when they get there.
Right.
So we have to give them some time to be able to clean up from a previous section before they move on to the next section. Okay? So here's the instructions that we say after the manicure service. We're going to say, well, wait a minute. The 2-minute time frame is to be used for the candidates to get their materials and supplies out for the next service section of the exam. Candidates should not perform any scoreable task lines during this time. The raters will not score any task lines performed during the 2-minute time frame. Any scoreable tasks should be performed in the section following the 2-minute time frame. Okay? So, what we say to them is, here. You will have 2 minutes to take out the supplies for the facial service section of this examination. You may begin. Did I say take, set up? Take out, set up? I only said you have 2 minutes to take out the supplies you need for the facial service section of the examination. That is. So what we're asking for during that time frame of 2 minutes is if you were in the manicure service and for some reason you couldn't get finished before the timer went off, you may clean up all your manicure stuff, put it away, go back over to your workstation, reach in the workstation, take out the bag labeled facial service pre-sanitized, put it on your workstation, and stop working. Okay? Now this is what happens. What they actually do is they will go over there, they'll take out the facial bag, they'll sanitize their hands, they sanitize the station, they unpack it up, and then 2 minutes has gone by, So the rater says, please stop working. So everybody stops working. Then they're going to read the instructions for the facial section of the exam. You may begin. They're not going to sanitize the station because they already did. They're not going to sanitize their hands because they already did. What's the first two task lines in the facial section of the exam? Did they do it in order?
No.
Because it's in the wrong time frame. Okay? So, if you have a student who is so prepared for this exam, they know it like the back of their hand, they're the ones that are going to hear set up, not take out. Okay? So for that student, they should just go over to the workstation, take the bag out, put it on the station, sit down. Don't sanitize your hands. Don't open the bag. Don't sanitize the station. Okay? Once all bags are out, the instructions have been completed. You will have 2 minutes to take out the supplies you need for the facial service section of the examination. If all bags are out, those instructions have been completed, we're going to move on. Okay? So sometimes they're in the middle of setting up, and we're trying to keep them from doing that. So we say, candidates, please stop working. All bags are out. And they look at us like, well, you didn't give me enough time. But they're thinking set up. And all we're talking about is getting it out, getting it ready. Okay? Yes?
Okay, so they're gonna do their manicure and they're gonna clean up everything.
Uh-huh.
You're gonna tell them you have 2 minutes to get out your facial bag.
To take out your facial, take out your supplies for the facial section of the
So
exam.
then they take out their facial bag, set it on the station, back away slowly.
Sit down. Sit down. Sit on your hands if you have to. Whatever you have to do to not do anything more than just take out the bag. Yes, ma'am.
When you do the manicure and you finish polish, do you raise your hand or do you raise your hand after you do that?
It all depends. If there's enough time on the clock, they're going to tell you when you have 10 minutes remaining. So that's the halfway point. So they're going to always tell you that halfway point. So then you can kind of judge, do I have enough time to finish and clean up? If you do, clean up. If you don't, then clean up first, then take out your bag during the 2-minute time frame. Okay? Okay, so the facial section, the service, they're going to say, the next section is facial service. You'll have 15 minutes to complete this section. We're changing the language on this. Right now it tells them the section involves cleansing the model face, applying massage cream, demonstrating the efflor's petrissage and tapotement. That information is already in the CIB. It's their responsibility to know how or what they're supposed to do. So we're taking that part out, and it's going to say this next section involves demonstrating massage manipulations. You may recline your model's chair to complete the facial service. You'll be informed when you have 7 minutes remaining. Models will be dismissed altogether at the end of this section once all scoring has been completed. Does anyone have any questions? And then we give them an opportunity to ask questions. Anybody have any questions? No? Are we kind of getting how the cadence is supposed to go?